Okay, so just a simple drill if you're on your own. In this video, we're just working on the across goal finish. Okay, breaking it down into little stages from just the technique into a bit of speed on top of it, into a bit of skill to the speed, to the technique. And over that hour or however long you're training, you can get some good work in and the technique in to start scoring goals across goal. Okay, so the important thing is that if you're on your own in the park and you're coming down here, what a lot of people do is they just do random shots. They're hitting it from the edge, and then next thing they're whipping it from an angle, and then next thing they're taking pens, and the next thing they're taking free kicks. And you have to understand that you've got a glass, for example, and you can only fill that glass up so much before it starts overflowing, especially in the season. So you need to make sure that what you're doing is high quality. You're not overloading yourself unnecessarily with loads and loads of silly reps. So the first thing I want to say is have a look at your game, think about your game if you don't have clips, and think of the areas that you need to work on. And then if you go into the park or a pitch or wherever you're going, pick one area and use that time to get good, even if it's 20 minutes, to really work on that one area. And then the next time you can either keep going if you haven't quite mastered it, or you can go to a different area of the box in a different session. But don't just go wild and do random stuff. So here we're going to start with a lot of positions, get in this little, what I like to call sort of like a zone 2, which is just outside the posts. Whether you're a midfielder running into the box, a striker making runs, even full-backs, no matter your position, you're probably getting in and around these areas. All you're going to think about, especially when you're on, is break the technique down. There's going to be times where this finish, for example, is at speed, where you're bursting through. But you don't want to do the whole session where you're just sprinting down the line and hitting it, because you don't get used to the technique first. What I'd do in this situation, and I actually used to do this myself, is I'd start in this little zone and I'd break the technique down into sections. So the end section first. So I'd just be in here and I'd be thinking, right, this is the chance where I've got to get a straight touch out my feet and I'm looking to hit it in the bottom corner. And then all I'm going to do, nice and simple, I'm just going to shift it on that straight line and just practice that technique to wrap it in the corner. So it might take, it might take 10 minutes to feel the right technique, to not drag it, to then not be hitting it in the middle and start to feel it. Put some reps in until you feel that right technique. As soon as I feel like I've done a bit of that and I've got a feel for wrapping it in that corner, then I'm going to take it a step further back. So now I'm going to, right, I know the technique I need, I've got that down, I've felt that position. Now I'm just going to roll it out in front of me. And in a game, obviously, this could be from a through ball, this could be from a pass and you shifting it, this could be from you taking it first time. We don't know. We've just got to try and get that angle similar as we're training on our own. It can't be perfect. So the next one is just going to roll it out our feet a distance so we can actually now add a bit of pace onto our run and try and execute the same technique. So it's just going to be simple, roll it, get after it, same technique, and we're trying to hit it across goal. So obviously I'm not happy with that one. It's gone centrally. I'm thinking I need to wrap it more. You've got to be conscious of what you're doing, not just putting random reps in. I'm trying to hit that. I know from analysis, and this is what you need for your own game, is that in this area, if I don't hit it in that inside netting, the keeper's probably going to get an arm or a leg to it. So I'm not happy with anything that goes central. Okay, so again, I'm getting out of my feet, I'm opening up. You can start managing the intensity of your session now, thinking, okay, you might want to do, depending on the load you've had in that day, it might be okay. I just want to make sure it's not too much of a blow. I'll have go get my balls in, I've got 2 or 3, get them back in, go again, okay? Or if you think you need a bit more fitness, then maybe you're jogging in, getting your balls back in, stepping a bit further back, pushing it a bit longer. So I've really got to open up and finish. The main thing is about your extras, technique, okay? In the season, you're going to be training. You're going to have a lot of load on your body. We want the extras to be technical, to add to our performances, not, like I said at the start about the glass being full, not to start to spill us over with unnecessary work. Once we've done that, we'll step back again. So we've broken it down in terms of just the touch in the box, wrap, working on the technique. We've taken it back, added a bit of a pace to our run now, onto the technique. Now, this is again dependent on your game, but if it's likely that you'd maybe receive it in here and then it might be a little step push in there, we can work on those little details on our own. What I would say is take the ball, even if it's here like this to start with, you're just creating that same body position that you take the ball with. Again, it's not going to be perfect. If you receive it from the inside and your chances come this way, then maybe you start with this body position just to get used to whatever you need to get it going. It's down to you. It's down to knowing what you're working on, and then can you break the technique down and get specific reps, receiving at the right angle or starting the drill at the right angle to then lead into the finish. Biggest takeaway, break it down. Start with a finish, start with a technique. Add some speed to it, add a little bit of detail in disguise, then into the speed, and you'll have a good specific hour, 20 minutes, whatever you've got, of extra finishing on a specific area that will give you confidence going into the next game, training session, whatever it is for you.